Wow. So here we are at chapter 4 of Beacon Pines, and we met Beck. Rolo's been found. Luca is being Luca. Just found out there's some creepy goop. Man, let's go ahead and get this started on the episode of Beacon Pines. Again, this is chapter 4. So if you haven't already checked out the other chapters, go and check there below or that link. It's going to probably appear right over there. Okay, go and check that out. Let's go ahead and get this started today on Beacon Pine.
Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rollo. There's Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. It turns out Rollo is safe and sound.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
Gran's not back yet. I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do now but sleep, I guess.
Luca was sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?" Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one." Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. "Dad, I don't understand." "Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal." The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. "Dad, look out!" His father casually wound the reel. "None of it's your fault, you know. Never was." "Dad, we have to go." Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. "Please, you have to run." The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. "Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean?" The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply. Luca's eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
Rollo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca? Rollo, is that you? Luca! There? Oh, it's the middle of the night. Luca, thank God. Listen, I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now. But some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What, the man in the hazmat suit? It was... took me sort of cold. I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in cool. Or are now at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Here, no. Russell, he's... Hold on, someone's
The
coming.
signal went silent.
Rollo? Rollo, where are you?
Luca held still, waiting for a response. His pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can barely hear you.
Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... Treehouse. The treehouse.
With that, the signal died for good.
What's he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna. He wants me to use the antenna to the treehouse to get a better signal. Rollo, you're a genius.
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Walkie-talkie?
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
So we all understand our role. You can count on me? I still think we need more time. This wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while danger persists. Refuse? Hero, you have to keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. Well, you can count on me. I just wish we could have made the deal with Eris Valentine. Resources still have come in handy. I said I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? Fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all... I know very well what all this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. She was here. And were you meeting with Miss Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Hey, Luca. Don, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today, I saw Mr. Tolliver and your gran enter the diner together. When my shift was at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So I used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter. Time. When they left, I tailed them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your gran been doing anything different recently? Anything strange? Got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. Call from Hiram Tolliver. Seems she was either furious or terrified. Or both. Yeah, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of a scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? Nah, I'm gonna stake out here for a bit longer. See you, Luca. Okay. Did it. I changed the sign. Linda, did anyone see? I don't believe so. But right. Simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. Situations such as these, odd is good.
The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
Can't wait for everyone to see the big. Should be quite memorable. Make ourselves scarce for. I want to see what it is. Better hurry up to the treehouse. Rollo? Rollo, are you there? At the treehouse now, Rollo. The care said you were all right. What happened out there? Dang it, Rollo, where are you? You're hiding in the corner behind the rocket. Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
I've got weapons in here. You better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Did you hurt something that's already dead?
Fear gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What? Don't recognize me? I guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I'm a monster. Now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy?
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me! This is all your fault.
Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. Couldn't control yourself for a second, and I get to be like this forever. There must be a way to fix this. You gotta be my savior? Perfect little Lucas saves the day. Positive attitude and power of friendship. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. Chased me all the way through Weepwood. Ellie came here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca! Luca! Rollo? It's not safe, Luca! Rollo, where are you? The treehouse! I'm at the treehouse, Rollo. Where are you? No, Luca, the treehouse isn't safe. They said they were gonna go into the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they were going to the treehouse? The clipboards. What did I tell you? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. Bored of questions. They were saying the same stuff like they always do. But it's different now. less asking, more threatening. I'm gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello? Is anyone present in this adorable domicile? Crap, they found me. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We'd love to hear your thoughts. But do you have any time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a sec. Of course. We have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. Yeah, how many? Maybe all of them. Yeah, you were right. They're saying the same stuff, but with creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are. You gave me all a heck of a scare. Go away, just leave me alone. Well, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though. We're here to help. Help? Then why are you chasing me? Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? That gunk do to him? That's a pretty honkin' big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need you to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place resting. He is. Poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That's a hurtful thing to say, Luca. I thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Why don't you pop down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give me a heck of a sore throat. Who wants that?
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
Due to Rollo, you liar. Oh, shucks. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting, and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens to him next is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're quite the pickle, and I'm the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the Mission Control Defense Cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey, that was uncalled for, more than a little rude. And just plain unsanitary. Yeah, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it comes to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end. That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
CDC. We had the fight. What if we go back and we change the Warehouse of Horrors to Struggle? We could also do the Tick-Off. Hear that. What's the story about? Struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3.
Back in Chapter 3.
Everything's fine. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Wonder if Rollo's gone. Finished jawing a mess of jam last night. Uh-huh. So that'll need to get delivered to town. Okay. So what did you and Rollo get up to yesterday? I had things to do, so I sort of just poked around. Put the jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. One to Mr. Tolliver, and one for Mr. Tolliver at the Bag and Wag. Did it say Bag and Wag? The other for Mrs. Fratelli. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed? He said he wanted some more. I suspected as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. There's some extras in the basket for that enthusiastic gentleman. Make sure Fratelli and Tolliver get the ones on top. No problem. Off with you now, while the day is still young. Did Rollo not go missing? Juniper Hartford. Before you hang up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. The matter is we both have the same problem that you're solving. Very well. We can meet tonight. She's actually gonna make the Valentine call? Go to live. Rollo! Okay. What about yesterday? Roxy can be so annoying. Good news, no more boring chores for me today. Did you make it to the old Valentine warehouse? Oh, what did you find? Give me that dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. What? Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Rollo. I've got to deliver these into town first. We can catch up after that. Oh, is that a whole thing? Sounds like a whole thing. We shouldn't talk about it here. Meet me at the treehouse tonight. I'm not sure what this treehouse is you speak of. Uh, Meet me at Mission Control. Roger that, Space Cadet. Take our delivery. Hey, isn't this the beetle guy? Wait, watch your step! Oh, sorry. There's a whole family of beetles here. They've gone missing. I thought they were just sort of wandering around. Everyone has a home, Luca. Even
Luca
beetles.
checked the soles of his sandals.
I think we're okay. It's weird that they're gone. Missing when the festival preparations began. Think the noise scared them away? Something like that. Just watch your step, okay? Got it, buddy. You guys are jerks. The Wilder, I trust you have time to chat.
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune, had a way of making questions seem like demands.
Certainly. What seems to be the problem?
Mr. Wilder had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the paper.
I couldn't help but notice. The front page of this morning paper was consumed with stories about this silly festival. Well, yes. That's the news of the day. There was no mention of the museum, nor the foundation through which it was endowed. Sorry, Miss Valentine. Our readers are more interested in the town's future, rather than one family. There was a time, Mr. Wilder, that the goings-on of my family was the only thing this town cared about. Well, things change, ma'am. You know, change is dangerous. Finish that thought. I will make that monocle a permanent fixture of your anatomy. My apologies. Good day, Miss Valentine. Did I give you the impression that this conversation was finished?
Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Well, good day, Mr. Wilder. Let's go to the diner. Yeah. What's up, Don? This is my favorite little jam runner. Hey, Miss Fratelli. Look at
She
you.
leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
You're all skin and bones. Your grand not feeding you? Yes, it's just... I understand. You know, I taught your mama how to cook back in the day. You know, I even remember, but you and her used to help out in the diner. That picture over there? That's you helping your mama back in the day. So cute, running around in your little apron taking orders. This whole situation just breaks my heart. What happened with Eleanor? Break? I got a feeling she's out there somewhere, yearning to be with you again. Few things in this world can keep a mother from her son.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably.
Oh yes, let's see here.
Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam.
Ah, they even have my name on them. How thoughtful.
She carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
You tell your grand hello for me, Luca. Will do.
Luca squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
I'm ready to help, Mama. Right, little buckaroo. It's up to us to feed these folks while Mr. Fratelli is away. I deal with the inventory before I start cooking. You think you can handle taking some orders in the meantime? Yes, ma'am. Aren't you a little bit young to be waiting tables? I'm just helping out. My father had me hustling when I was your age as well. Father always says, children are to be the sails at pulling a family ever. Sound very fun. Plenty of time for fun. For instance, father and I always make time to have lunch together once.
Luca glanced at the empty seat across from Gus.
Should I come back? Oh no, it turns out father was too busy to have lunch today. Go ahead and eat alone. Oh. Silver lining is, without him around, I can have my usual. Nice stack of cold cuts topped with a pile of sloppy chili. That's succulent. Bar. Cold cuts with steaming hot chili on top. I call it. The hot and cold. That's perfect. Thank you. Gadzooks, they've shrunk the waitstaff.
Jeff slapped the table and gave Luca a toothy grin.
How's your pops doing? Pretty busy these days. I know the feeling. Tell him that fish and rod he ordered should be ready next week, will you? Thing. I've been in the mood for something sweet. You got a burger that can satisfy a sweet tooth? A sweet burger? Yeah, and top it off with some grilled cactus. Grilled cactus. The heart wants what it wants. Okay, let's make this delicious sounding burger. Burger. Wait, do we need to go back? Oh, we need a sweet burger. Okay, let's find the sweet. Now, son, if I wanted a disappointing burger, I would have cooked it myself. Remember something sweet topped with grilled cactus. Okay. You don't want a burger. You wanted a burger bun. Candy and cactus. There we go. Okay. Your order. I call it the sweet and stabby. Now that's a burger with bite. Hi, Roxy. Luca. I'm helping. Well, hopefully your work ethic will rub off on Rollo. What can I get you? I'm not really feeling like a burger. How about a chicken sandwich with bacon on top? Coming right up. That's an easy one. Tender. Bacon. Here you go. I call it the Love Me Tender. That's adorable. Nice. Mama? Looks like we're missing a few things. Why don't you run out and grab some more ingredients? Okay, I'll be back. Hey, Don. Hey, Luca, what's up? I got you on jam delivery, eh? Yep. Have you seen the new kid around yet? New kid? I came in from the big city. Her parents both got jobs here. Look at this. One of them is working for William Kerr and Perennial Harvest. The other is working for Eris Valentine. And? The Valentines represent Beacon Pines past. Perennial Harvest has positioned itself in this town's future. It must make for some interesting dinner table conversation. I can imagine. I did not know that. Anger from the past, mistakes not yet made, and a glimmering hope for the future. He carried them all in equal parts everywhere he went. Oh heavens, what a burden to bear! I like that it kind of tells you the story of like what's happening. Can I talk to the baby? We need the bags and wags. There he is.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple.
Hello?
With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no bother, no
He
bother.
leaned forward and lowered his voice.
You have something for me? Yeah, Gran said some jam I'm supposed to give
He
you.
leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, these ones on top. You wrote your name on
Mr.
them.
Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes. The jam. Thank you so much for delivering this jam to
He
me.
reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luca a little wink.
I shall put it on my store shelves post haste. Okay, I should finish my deliveries. Of course. Of course.
He leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. How do you keep ice cream cold? You keep them on ice. Where do you get the ice from? I don't know, somewhere cold? How do they keep somewhere cold? Look, Bird, do you want some ice cream or not? No, I'm good. Go deliver this to Mr. Nuncreed now. Got some jam for you, Mr. Nuncreed. You seem chipper. Well, aside from being on delivery duty, it's a nice day.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
I suppose it is. So, do you want your jam? Oh, right. Usually Juniper drops these off herself. Oh, I guess she's busy today. Anyway, this is my last delivery for the day. Oh, in that case.
Nuncreed snatched the basket from Luca.
Hold on to the basket until next time I see you, Gran. What a creeper. Hey, it's Beck. Hey, you. Anchovies or pineapple? What? Don't think. Just answer. Pineapple. Why? How old are you? 12? Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? Anyone ever tell you ask too many questions? Just try to keep up, okay? Well, may as well follow her. Hey, what a crazy coincidence. Here's my new friend I was just telling you about. Oh, that's wonderful. We just hit it off. Oh, really? Get this. His favorite pizza topping in the whole world is pineapple. What's your new little friend's name?
Beck locked eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate.
Luca Van Horn. Nice to meet you. I'm Nellie. And this is Ilona. We're Beck's parents.
Beck gave Luca a quick nudge.
Yeah, Beck told me all about you. Already feels like we've known each other for years. So you both can stop obsessing about me making friends. Oh, darling, we never doubted you. It's just that for children, they're with fewer than 5 close friends. Probability of a stunted development doubles. Well, 1 down, 4 to go, I guess. Nellie means is that we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. Friend has been friended. This calls for celebration. Luca, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner? Wow, another coincidence. I actually already asked him, and he said he would love to. It's just wonderful. In that case, we should pick up some groceries. But you don't get into too much trouble now. Wow. Can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome. I owe you one. My mom's great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is the little cottage next to the big mansion place. Wait, you live on the Valentine estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Meet me by that big creepy gate. Don't be late. Or I'm back to square one with this whole friend grift. Great. See you there. We're gonna bring Rollo? Meet back at the big creepy gate. Oh, morning, Chef. What's good about it? Any day further down the tubes, if you ask me. Come on, it's not all bad. Festival's coming up. The festival. Old man Valentine used to pick up cockamamie shindigs all the time. Where did that get us? Well, it's Perennial Harvest putting this one on. They're doing it for the whole town. As far as I can see it, the difference between the old Valentine Company and this new Perennial Harvest
Jeff
outfit
dug through his pockets for a bit.
is the difference between this empty soup can and this brown banana. Those are both garbage. Exactly. Wow. You need to meet Luca. So, who all lives in that house? Eris and Gus Valentine grew up there. And Solomon moved in a few years back. The creepy little kid in the vest? Sounds like the one. Just 3 people live in that huge thing? Bet a bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really. The Valentines pretty much keep to themselves. So empty and boring. Pretty much. What a waste. Mom says it used to be way busier back before Sharper died. Or the foul harvest. Okay, that's like the 5th time someone mentioned this foul harvest. And you all use that same ominous tone. Eventually, you're gonna explain to me that how far. Eventually, you're going to explain to me how that harvest got all fouled up. I can't keep my parents waiting anymore. But most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Are you still here? Becky, you could use some help. You know what, Luca? You're not so bad. Let's go through this as simply as possible. Eat, smile, and nod. Fun. Wait, whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think I can handle
Beck
that.
took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Goes nothing.
Chapter 4.
Back on chapter 4. That was chapter 3 because it went back.
Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. she could do that.
So, Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma over on the other side of the river. Grandma, where are your parents at? Beck, manners. All right. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Normally, we'd have put more effort in a dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
Aren't fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. Sorry, are we just skipping past the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck! Sorry, Luca, this move has us all a little tired.
Luca wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So, Beck said that you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Ow! I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Well, you were right the first time. We're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her the newest lead developer of... well, that's a big word. The newest lead researcher of deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture. It is something more useful than sprinkling water and an excrement on the ground.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there's a different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best. And some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore you didn't.
Beck slammed her fist into the table. Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca. How about some dessert? Actually, you have to meet my friend Rollo soon.
Luca glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
There's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It was really good. You at the festival, Beck? The unlucky penny. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
Rollo began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble or break. Rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Sure we can make it home before this storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here. I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Go inside, you two, before you catch cold. Luca, Nellie will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff's still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum.
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chew that one for 47 days.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
Weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
I think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Oh, wow. Rolo and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fitted it with some sort of state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. But when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
You can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. I couldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. Around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you moved a lot? Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. Always a better job somewhere else. Flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Okay. Can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, did that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you looked cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Well, Rollo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Do you ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel like that. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? Guess I haven't. One thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. You try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do? When you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. Things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow. I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure. I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca. Don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in.
Oh, wow. That was a lot of back and forth. So I'm seeing the pace of this game is completely. Ooh, this is really fun. That was really some intense stuff. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. This has been an absolute blast of a game so far. So if you aren't already, if you want to see the rest of them, go ahead and click the subscribe button down at the bottom, toss it a like, or let us know in the comments either what you like, what you were excited for, and kind of what you did in this situation. Really interested to hear that. We'll be coming back again for, I guess, chapter 5-ish, but it'll at least be part 5 the next time. Go and give us a follow. See you all later.